Hello, I'm Dennis Pullin. One of my favorite parts about being president and CEO of Virtua Health is getting to know our colleagues and the many ways they are here for good. Each person contributes to healthy communities, and each person has a story to tell. Let's meet one. So Nicole, it's good to see you.
It's great to be here.
And thank you for joining us on Here for Good, the Inside Edition.
Thanks for having me.
How did you wind up in this line of work?
So some might say that it was inevitable. I am the daughter of two physicians, so I always felt like my calling would be in helping people. And around the time I was in college, I read a book called Stronger at the Broken Places, and it was all about the experiences that individuals have with their health and with chronic conditions. And I really took an interest in how can I help create a culture that's more conducive to people feeling whole.
And you talk about feeling whole, feeling well, particularly sort of post-pandemic. One of the things that we've dealt with and continue to deal with in all of our clinicians and physicians is burnout. It is truly a legitimate concern. Many people might not think it is, but what are you and your team doing to help in this regard?
It's honestly such a concern that the Surgeon General issued an advisory on it a few years ago when it came to healthcare workers. So this is extremely important. It's extremely prevalent. Some of the things that we've done is we've created Refuel Rooms, spaces for decompression within our hospitals, to give our individuals there an opportunity to feel like they've stepped away momentarily from the stress. We've filled their days with some fun and exciting events. We've given them nutritious snacks. We've brought mindfulness, sound healing. One of our biggest initiatives has been peer support, recognizing that our support systems at home, especially in healthcare, might not always understand what the day of a healthcare worker looks like.
Is there one in particular that you would say you're most proud of? Is there anything you can just point at and say, that one really has a significant value for you?
Anytime we do events that are open to the entire organization, they can come to the Health Education Center, meet with colleagues across locations, across roles, and come together and really understand the commitment that we've made to their social well-being, their emotional well-being. Letting them experience in that moment what that commitment looks like is really fulfilling for me.
So you talk about social well-being. I know also one of your duties is overseeing our sports leagues and programs that I'm told, are now pretty competitive. I mean, how are you enjoying that?
I will say our colleagues do not stop pursuing excellence when they leave our doors. They look for it in our sports leagues as well. But it is open to all skill levels. We provide all the equipment. We rent the spaces. So it really is about that togetherness, a little bit of movement and physical activity.
Say a little bit. So if I wanted to sign up, being in the old school, how would I go about signing up?
You would sign up a couple of different ways. We come out to our hospitals and our health and wellness centers on a regular basis to have a presence there, tell people about what we're doing. We're always on the colleague corner. We have our own dedicated page. Each week in By Design, we're posting updates. So we try to reach colleagues a bunch of different ways because we want them to know that these things are available.
How long have you been with Virtua now?
It's been 2 years.
So in 2 years, what would you say truly stands out about the culture and even the people at Virtua?
I think culture and well-being are so intrinsically linked, and I've worked with and for a lot of different organizations, and I think what's really different here is when we talk about well-being, it is backed by our leaders, by you. It is backed by our principles. It really is a part of who we are. It is foundational. It is not a wellness program that we've built. It is a strategy. It is an imperative. And it is fundamentally important to who we are.
It becomes part of our fiber, our DNA. What about the team you work with? Tell me about your team.
I have a fabulous team, and that's a differentiator too, the fact that we were given an entire team to focus on this. So Crystal focuses on our whole person efforts, those decompression opportunities like our refuel rooms, like those hospital events, and like our sports leagues. And then Caitlin focuses on our peer support, our emotional well-being, objectives, destigmatizing conversations around mental health, and giving people access to resources.
Your team most recently were awarded the Healthcare Heroes Award from New Jersey Biz. Tell me a little bit about that.
We won in the category of workplace wellness. That was the very first award that we've received, and it was so wonderful to be recognized in that way. And I really do think that a differentiator is the magnitude of what we're building here, that it's not just a wellness program.
I know you are part of the first clinician coaches for our Practicing Excellence. How's that going?
It's going well. It was an honor to be part of that cohort. And what I've learned is professional fulfillment and well-being are so linked. So being a clinician coach has given me additional tools to help colleagues feel like they're successful in their interactions with each other, with our communities.
Family. You're married?
I'm married, yes.
Couple kids?
Yes.
And tell me about your husband. How long have you guys been together?
We have been together for 17 years. We met as seniors in high school.
I was like, did y'all start dating in junior high school or something?
We met our senior year, a little bit before the end of the year. We went to different schools, met at a basketball game. We've now been married for 8 years, and we have 2 beautiful daughters who are 5 and 3, and they're our world. They are very bubbly, very outgoing, very confident.
Having 2 young kids with such big personalities, what do you guys do for fun?
So my kids are both very into dance. I was a dancer for a long time, starting at a young age. So they've actually gotten me back into my love of dance. But they're little ballerinas. We are a big sports family. They think the Eagles fight song is a lullaby. So I get so much purpose out of being a mother. And I want to have that same sense of purpose, of accomplishment in the work that I do, that I'm caring for others just the way that I care for my children, the way I care for my family. And Virtua has really allowed me to do this.
Can you truly see, feel, and understand why our mission is so important and why we are so focused on being impactful?
Absolutely. I mean, we do have the best people. I have met the most wonderful, driven, caring people working at Virtua. And so it makes sense that our mission to the community, they're fulfilling it every day. And it's so important to me and to the work that my team is doing that we're giving back to them. They're so deserving of that.
How do you encourage or engage with some of our colleagues to get them to see the value of what you and your team offers?
We so often just use the simple oxygen mask analogy that you hear on the airplane, that you can't help others if your oxygen mask isn't flowing, if you're not caring for yourself. And sometimes, especially in healthcare and especially in caring professions, it's not enough to think about the impact to your own health. But if you know that in not being full and not being healthy yourself, it limits how you can help others, I found that's what gets people thinking about, okay, maybe I should take this time.
Well, Nicole, I can't think of a better way to end this segment in terms of the importance of self-care and taking care of oneself such that we could continue being here for good in the community. So thank you so much for joining me on Here for Good.
Thank you, Jeff.
What a wonderful session. Please join me next time for another exciting episode of Here for Good, the Inside Edition. And I thank Nicole for sharing her wisdom.